Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Only for Human Queens. So, as per your request, I'm also using Hindi this time because I'm not an Angrez. Someone commented that but I'm an Indian, and today I'm going to describe about the biomolecules. So, biomolecules. See. Bio means life and molecules mean molecules. You know about it? So, molecules found in a cell are called biomolecules. So, these can be studied like this. Biological elements. You know about elements, right? In chemistry, we all know about chemistry. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, these are the elements, and the biological elements are 25, which means the elements which are present in a cell are only 25. So these are rarely found in general occurring, but sorry. So these biological elements like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, these are rarely found in a general, single form. So these are mostly present in a biological compounds. So that we will see after this. You should know that biological elements are 25 and these can be divided at principal elements, minor elements and trace elements. So the principal elements are 4, CHON, which you can see that, but oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, which contain 95% of the cell content weight, and these include known metals only. Their biological importance is due to the covalent bonds which they form due to their valencies, which is 2, 4, 1, 3 respectively for the oxygen, carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. So another one are the minor elements. These are only 9, and these include calcium, phosphorus, chlorine, silicon, potassium, sodium, magnesium, iron, and the other one is iodine. Yeah, iodine and then iron. Iron symbol is Fe, so it always confused. So these include both metals and non-metals. In the percentage you can see metals are in 3% and non-metals are in 2%. And then there are trace elements which are 12: copper, cobalt, zinc, silicon, magnesium, fluorine, vanadium, molybdenum, boron, chromium, tin and aluminium. So these are less than 1% of the weight, and these also contain both metals and non-metals. So basically the principal elements and the minor elements, 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. These are the essential elements and contains 99.25% of the cell content when the cell is dried, okay? The dry cell weight. And the trace elements have 0.75% only. Now, you always, I told you before this that the biological elements CHO and whatever these are 25 elements, these are rarely found in a single form, so these are generally occur in compounds. So these are known as biological compounds when they occur in groups. So they can also be divided into inorganic and organic. The inorganic lacks carbon atom, while the organic means they have the carbon atom. So the inorganic are relatively small and simple structure and low molecular weight. These include water, mineral, salt, iron, gases, while the other one, organic compounds, are in chain or in ring. The skeleton of these compounds is a little bit complex due to the bonding between carbon and hydrogen, as well as the carbon and the other compounds. So the complex structure is, and high molecular weight and larger molecules are there, and the examples are carbohydrate, lipid, vitamin, nucleic acid, nucleotides and proteins. And next thing is cellular pool. So what is a cellular pool? The aggregation of various kinds of biomolecules which you have studied in a cell is referred to as a cellular pool. So these comprise 5,000 chemicals, both inorganic and organic. When they are inorganic, they are in aqueous phase, and when they are in organic form, they are both aqueous and non-aqueous. Importance of cellular pool is that they provide necessary material for the structure and function of a cell, and the maintenance of cellular pool is due to the semi-permeable membrane, as the elements can be transferred through it from the inside of the cell to the outside of the cell. So you studied about the inorganic and organic compounds. This is the time you should know about the micromolecules and the macromolecules. I will tell you why. Because the organic and inorganic compounds both are in micro, while only organic compounds are in macromolecules. This was the only link, but you can see something more about it, that these are also micro actually aggregates and form the macromolecule. So these are smaller in size and less than 1000 daltons, while they are larger in size and high molecular weight is like 10,000 above dalton. 10,000 daltons above. They have the simple structure and they should be the complex because they are macro. They are soluble in intracellular fluid, thus occur in a molecular solution. And they are insoluble in the intracellular fluid, thus occur as colloidal solution. These are products of metabolism in cell, and these are formed by polymerization of micromolecules. They include both organic and inorganic compounds. Like organics are sugar, lipids, amino acid, nucleotides, and inorganic are H2O, minerals, salts, and gases. They include only organic compounds like protein, polysaccharides, and nucleic acids. So, this is the building block. Sorry for the sound. These are the building blocks, that is the small molecules, and these are the large molecules. This chart is very helpful for the ideology that amino acids form the protein, nucleotides form nucleic acids, fatty acids and glycerol may form the lipids, and simple sugar like monosaccharides, they form a group and form a polysaccharide. Now, firstly, we will know about the micromolecules. This is a carbohydrate. This is about the carbohydrate. So carbo means coal and hydrate means water. It forms 80% of dry weight of a plant. And carbohydrates are also known as saccharides, which means sugar, because their basic unit is sugar. They are composed of sugar. So the suffix 6 O's denotes the carbohydrates, the source of carbohydrate. Green algae, plants, and protists perform photosynthesis, as we all know from the beginning of the school. But we didn't know is that carbohydrate C6, H12, and O6 are the simple sugars, and these are the basic unit of carbohydrates. Percentage 1% of cell contents. That is, carbohydrates are only in 1% of the cell contents. But the composition, they are composed of three elements C, H, and O. And hydrogen and oxygen are in the ratio 2:1, just like in water. Thus, they are known as the hydrates of carbon. The general formula is CnH2nOn. Chemically, carbohydrates are polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketoses. Poly means many, hydroxy means hydrogen related, that is OH, aldehydes means CHO, and ketones means double bond O. They contain hydroxyl or alcoholic groups besides carbonyl or COO, which means ketonic group. So, a carbonyl group, when present at the end of the carbon chain, is called an aldehyde, and when present in the middle of the carbon chain is termed as ketone. So, carbons having ketone group are known as ketosis, example fructose, and when carbons have aldehyde group, they are known as aldoses, example glucose. The types are monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Oligosaccharides and polysaccharides together form the compound carbohydrates. These are the monosaccharides that are the simple sugars. You should see that aldoses and ketoses, the difference between them is just of the R group. And monosaccharides are the simple sugars and mono means single, so they cannot be hydrolyzed into much simpler forms. CnH2nOn is the general formula, and the monosaccharides comprise carbons with 3 to 7 carbon atoms per molecule. Dioses, tri means 3, tetrose is 4, pentose is 5, hexose is 6, heptose is 7. You should know that these terms are also indicated for the numbers tri, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta. So it will make a little bit easy for you. These are the diagrams as well as the examples are written in it. So thank you, and please tell me, do you like the video or not?